Hey everyone, Kris from the Brothers Take here, about to check out the new song from Linkin Park titled Friendly Fire. Now, I should clarify, new song, it's actually a previously unreleased song. It's a song that they wrote and recorded during their One More Light album cycle. So it features Chester on it, which is always great to hear his voice on songs that we've never heard before. We still miss him, so it's always great to hear his voice again. And I haven't heard this song at all yet. I'm a massive Linkin Park fan. They're my favorite band. I'll go into that later. But yeah, I just want to check out this song and give my honest reaction to it. I wonder what it's going to sound like and why it didn't make the cut. Is it different from the other songs of One More Light, or is it just that they felt they had other songs too similar to it? I have no idea. I heard the little preview, but that's all I've heard so far, so I don't know what the rest of the song sounds like at all. So let's not waste any time. Let's check out Friendly Fire, the new song from Linkin Park, which will be released alongside their new singles collection titled Papercuts, coming out April 12th. I like the name of that, Papercuts. It's a good name for a compilation of singles by Linkin Park. But let's check this one out. Friendly Fire. Oh man. Oh, is this them like listening back to it more recently or something? Ah man. They must document everything when they're making songs like. Oh shit, no, this was when they were making the song then. I thought that was new footage. It's very fitting of that One More Light album, yeah. I like the production quality though in the background. Chester's voice always sounds great. This is a great music video in terms of, like, they actually captured footage of the whole making of the song nearly. I wonder why they didn't put this on the album. Because One More Light was only a 10-track album, which was, like, unusual for them. They usually did 12 tracks at least. Good melodies. This also kind of sounds like a single they would have put out for like their relief stuff, music for relief. They often put out songs to raise money for charities, and it sounds like something in that vein as well. Yeah, great video. Like, it's just crazy that they had all that footage of his performance of recording the song, the band writing the song, listening to the song, and obviously some of that footage might be them talking about or listening to other bits of music, but it fits well, and it's obviously from that period. Um, so it's mad that they had all that. It's crazy that they didn't just put that song on the album. I gotta be honest. Now, I'm, as I said at the start of the video, massive Linkin Park fan. They're my favorite band. Grew up with them. First concert I ever went to was Linkin Park. Best concert I ever went to was also Linkin Park. That's a separate concert. I went to see them perform all of Hybrid Theory at Download, which was incredible. And then I was also at, which I didn't know at the time, obviously no one did, Chester's last ever performance when they performed in Birmingham. Me and my brother Eric, we were at that show. So Linkin Park have always been a very special band in our lives growing up. And in saying that, like, I followed their whole career, love all their music. One More Light is my least favorite of the albums. I don't dislike the album, but it's definitely my least favorite of them. But I will say this song I think is better than a lot of the songs that are on One More Light. Like I definitely prefer this to Halfway Right. I definitely on first listen prefer it to Good Goodbye. I want to give it a few more listens and see ultimately how many other songs I prefer it over. But I think it deserved to be on the album. I'm really surprised it wasn't there, but I'm glad we're hearing it now. It's great, always great to get new music from the guys or songs we haven't heard before from the guys. I'd love to know what all you guys think. What do you think of Friendly Fire? It's definitely got a sing along vibe to it. It's a different vibe to Lost, for example. Lost last year, which was, oh my god, it's now become one of my favorite Linkin Park songs, and it was the song of the year last year for me. Um, that was another case where it was like, why was this not on the album? You guys are crazy. Why did you keep that aside? And then you're kind of glad that it's like, but now it's so great to get the music now anyway. Um, but Lost is like classic Linkin Park. Friendly Fire is more like the later years Linkin Park. This also could have been a track on like Minutes to Midnight. It's also got that kind of a vibe to it. Like it could have been one of the softer songs on Minutes to Midnight. So yeah, it's a good song, and another one where it's like you could picture a lot of people singing that together, get the lights or the lighters up and that kind of thing. But yeah, so this song is being released as part of a compilation of singles called Papercuts. Like I said at the start, cool name. I like the name. I'm surprised by the artwork so far, the green vibe that they're going for, mainly because Johan and Mike Shinoda are both visual artists. And all the artwork for Linkin Park projects always looks amazing. It's always really well thought out. And I'm just kind of, I don't know, there's something about this one that comes across to me as like a little bit bland. I'm not really sure why this particular shade of green was chosen. It seems a little bit off-putting to me. I don't know why. Look, maybe it's maybe a silly detail to get caught up on. But then also all the font that I've seen so far for this project is also like a really basic font. I don't know why. I'd love to know what the process behind that was, because they think about everything, and I mean everything. Even the Meteora 20 package they put out last year, the amount of thought that went into that package, which was a re-release, but the amount of thought that went into that package, the artwork and everything was insane. But this one's a really interesting one because they've revealed, so it's coming out April 12th, and it has 20 tracks on it, with Friendly Fire being a new song that they're putting out as a single, and they're putting it on this then, right? Fair enough. Why not? This is their way of putting the song out with something, right? And I suppose it's kind of a greatest hits album, but you know, Linkin Park have so many great hits that you're not gonna get them all into one project. But I do have, so it's called Papercuts, and then in brackets Singles Collection 2000 to 2023. But again, 20 tracks, so it's not every single. Every single. There's too many singles. So there's some of the obvious ones that you'd want to see there. Most of these I agree with being here. But there's a couple of omissions that I'm like, I don't know what I'd swap out. Well, actually, I do know what I'd swap out, right? There's one song here I would immediately swap out. And it's not out of dislike of the song. Numb Encore. There's already Numb in there, which is the Linkin Park song. Numb Encore is an amazing mashup track. It is probably one of the best mashups ever produced based on how it's mixed, how it's produced. It is an iconic track. But it is as much a Jay-Z song as it is a Linkin Park song. So to take up one of the spots here with that song when Numb is already here, to me is like, I wouldn't have done that. Like, there's so many great songs here that deserve to be here, but Numb Encore is taking up a spot. I think The Catalyst personally deserves to be here. And I also think it's a shame that there's something from every album except The Hunting Party. I don't know. Like I would think either Final Masquerade or Until It's Gone. Personally, I prefer Until It's Gone, but Final Masquerade is probably the more popular single there. But I think something from The Hunting Party should be there, because then at least they're marking each and every album in some way. I don't know what I would take out to put that there. But a really interesting one. And I mean, immediately I could go, oh, well, I would take that one out because it's actually not a single. But it's kind of fucking cool to see QWERTY. QWERTY is here, track number 14. And for anyone who hasn't heard that song before, you can go check it out and listen to it. It was actually a song that they premiered prematurely as a single before Minutes to Midnight. They were like, oh, working on new music. They were playing a live show and they were like, do you want to hear something new? And I was like, yeah. So they played QWERTY, which is quite a heavy song and not too dissimilar to the first two albums, but also leaning slightly into the more kind of grungy elements that would show up on Minutes to Midnight with songs like Giving Up. So they premiered that song. People fucking loved it. They thought then Minutes to Midnight was going to be another really heavy album. And then when it came out, not only was it not a really heavy album, but QWERTY actually didn't make the cut in the end. And it's just part of the album making process. But it remains this sort of legendary song that would then come up on like the Linkin Park Underground albums. And people do have it. People would have liked to have heard it live and stuff. Never really made set lists because it wasn't ever on an actual album. I think it's kind of cool to throw it out here now as a single. It never was a single, which means I think QWERTY will get a music video before this comes out. That's what I think. So obviously Friendly Fire is the new track. It just got a music video. I think QWERTY is going to get a music video before this thing releases. And it'll be, they'll be able to use the footage of when they played it live for the music video, because they have played that song live before. And it'll make it officially a Linkin Park single. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'm glad Lost is here again. Amazing song, my favorite song from last year. There's so many great songs here that absolutely deserve to be here. Numb Encore is the only one I would definitely take out. After that, I don't know what I would maybe take out to put in a Hunting Party song. I mean, obviously Friendly Fire is just brand new. So like, for me, it's like, oh, it doesn't have the longevity of, you know, some of these other tracks over the years, but there's a reason it's there. So I did see some comments from Mike Shinoda. Is in the making of each Linkin Park album, I want to love and believe in each individual song completely. I hope that if any one track is heard on its own in the world, it is something I could feel proud of and something that takes root inside the listener and becomes part of the energy that connects us. Curating the tracks for Papercuts was a joy. Each song in this collection is both a singular moment on our timeline and an evolving story that is as much ours as it is yours. From our first release, One Step Closer, to the brand new Friendly Fire, this track list spans all our chapters so far. Thank you for being part of our journey. We hope you enjoy Papercuts. That's awesome. That is so awesome. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Like the singles collection says from 2000 to 2023, and yet Friendly Fire, which is a new song. But I suppose you could say it was actually written in 2017. So there is that. But anyway, guys, what did you think of Friendly Fire? Do let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell. How hyped are you for whatever the artwork and all for this will be? Do you think QWERTY will get a music video? And are you glad that's finally getting like a single status from Linkin Park? Yeah, what tracks would you have liked to have seen in here? But you can't just add as many as you like. How about we play the 20-track rule? If you're going to put more Linkin Park songs in, which ones are you then taking out? That's what I want to hear, right? So down in the comments, let us know which tracks do you think have been omitted from here, just for the fun? And what would you have taken out in order to put that in? That's the game we're going to play here, right? Let us know. Again, I would have said take Numb Encore out personally. Put in either the Catalyst or something from the Hunting Party. Let us know what you would do. So again, down in the comments, let us know. And thanks very much for checking out this reaction. We'll see you in the next one.